Throughout history, mysterious sightings in the skies have captivated the world, sparking debate and wonder. From Kenneth Arnold's 1947 encounter that coined the term flying saucer to the Roswell incident's enduring secrecy, and the radar track lights over Washington, D.C., each event added new layers to the UFO mystery. Credible witnesses, military involvement, and unexplained technology have fueled ongoing questions, pushing governments to investigate and keeping the UFO phenomenon alive in the public imagination. Case File 1. Kenneth Arnold. Sighting, 1947, Washington, USA. On June 24, 1947, a private pilot named Kenneth Arnold was flying near Mount Rainier in Washington state. A skilled aviator and businessman, Arnold was not the kind of man given to tall tales. But that afternoon, he reported seeing 9 crescent-shaped objects moving in formation across the sky. He estimated their speed at over 1,200 miles per hour, unthinkable for any aircraft of the day. When describing how they moved, he compared them to a saucer skipping over water. The press seized on the phrase, and the world suddenly had a new term: flying saucer. Arnold never wavered in his account, and his credibility made this the spark that lit the modern UFO era. Case File 2. The Roswell Incident, 1947, New Mexico, USA. Just weeks after Arnold's sighting, headlines in Roswell, New Mexico, announced the recovery of a flying disc by the U.S. Army. The excitement was short-lived. The military quickly changed its story, saying the debris was from a weather balloon. Decades later, declassified documents suggested that it may have been part of a secret project to spy on Soviet nuclear tests. Yet the initial admission, combined with rumors of alien bodies and government secrecy, gave birth to the Roswell legend. To this day, Roswell is shorthand for UFO secrecy and cover-up. Case File 3. The Washington, D.C. merry-go-round, 1952, USA. In the summer of 1952, the skies over the U.S. Capitol became the stage for one of the most dramatic UFO events ever recorded. For several nights, strange lights danced over Washington, tracked simultaneously by civilian and military radar. Pilots reported glowing objects that darted away faster than jets could pursue. The press called it the Washington merry-go-round, and the public demanded answers. President Harry Truman even called for briefings. The official explanation blamed temperature inversions confusing radar. But many air traffic controllers and pilots weren't convinced. Case File 4. The Rendlesham Forest Incident, 1980, England. Between Christmas and New Year's, American Air Force personnel stationed in Suffolk, England, noticed strange lights in the forest outside their base. Several men investigated and claimed to see a glowing metallic object on the ground. They reported unusual symbols etched into its surface, and even took radiation readings at the site. 2 nights later, more airmen, including a deputy base commander, witnessed similar lights moving through the trees. The Rendlesham incident is often called Britain's Roswell, and with multiple trained military witnesses, it remains one of Europe's most credible encounters. Case File 5. The Belgian Wave, 1989 to 1990, Belgium. Over a period of several months, thousands of Belgians reported seeing large, silent, triangular craft with bright lights. Police officers, civilians, and even military personnel were among the witnesses. The Belgian Air Force scrambled F-16s to intercept, and radar confirmed the presence of unidentified objects. Yet when jets approached, the UFOs accelerated and disappeared at impossible speeds. Unlike many governments, Belgium openly investigated, even releasing radar data. The openness, combined with the sheer number of reliable witnesses, makes this case stand out. Case File 6, The Phoenix Lights, 1997, Arizona, USA. On March 13, 1997, thousands of residents across Arizona looked up to see a vast V-shaped formation of lights moving silently across the sky. Some described it as the size of a mile wide. Reports came in from pilots, families, and even police officers. Later that night, a second wave of lights appeared, this time hovering in place before vanishing. The military claimed it was flares dropped during training. But many witnesses, including the governor at the time, insisted they saw something massive and structured pass overhead. The Phoenix Lights remain one of the most widely witnessed UFO events in history. Case File 7, The Tehran UFO Incident, 1976, Iran. In the early morning hours of September 19, 1976, the Iranian Air Force scrambled 2 fighter jets to intercept a luminous object reported over Tehran. As the pilots approached, their instruments and weapons systems mysteriously shut down. Each time they broke off pursuit, the systems came back online. Ground radar also tracked the object, confirming it wasn't an illusion. Multiple witnesses on the ground saw the lights. A declassified U.S. military report later described the case as a classic UFO encounter, still unexplained decades later. Case File 8, The O'Hare Airport Sighting, 2006, Chicago, USA. On a cloudy November afternoon, airline employees and pilots at Chicago's O'Hare Airport reported a metallic disc hovering over one of the terminals. Witnesses said it remained motionless for several minutes before shooting straight up, punching a hole in the cloud cover. The FAA dismissed it as weather phenomena, but those who saw it, trained pilots and ground crew, were adamant it was a solid craft. With one of the world's busiest airports as the backdrop, the case gained serious attention. Case File 9, The USS Nimitz Tic Tac Encounter, 2004, Pacific Ocean. In November 2004, Navy pilots flying from the aircraft carrier USS Nimitz encountered strange white, capsule-shaped objects off the coast of California. Radar operators had been tracking the unknowns for days. Pilots described the objects as moving without wings, exhaust, or any visible means of propulsion, yet able to accelerate and change direction instantly. One pilot, Commander David Fravor, engaged with a tic-tac that dropped from 60,000 feet to sea level in seconds. Declassified video, later released by the Pentagon, made this one of the most famous UFO encounters of modern times. Case File 10, The USS Princeton and Omaha Encounters, 2014 to 2019, Pacific Ocean. In later years, U.S. Navy ships, including the USS Princeton and USS Omaha, reported multiple unknown objects buzzing destroyers for days at a time. Radar logs and infrared cameras captured spheres and other shapes, some appearing to drop into the ocean without creating a splash. Sailors described the incidents as persistent and unnerving. These encounters helped push the Pentagon to formally acknowledge unidentified aerial phenomena in 2020, shifting the UFO debate from conspiracy theory to official investigation. Across history, certain UFO encounters stand apart because they involved credible witnesses, military reports, and sometimes even radar or video evidence. From Kenneth Arnold's 1947 flying saucers to the Navy's modern Tic Tac sightings, these cases defy easy explanation and continue to fuel debate. Whether misunderstood natural phenomena, secret technology, or something stranger, they remain the most enduring and realistic stories in the UFO record.